Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for your relationship advice. It's time to listen. It's time to get some advice about your situations as you're working at your house and at your wherever you want it to be. I can give advice to you. This is Super Savage, Super Real Savage Talk podcast. Come in at 7, sometimes at 8 o'clock. I will have the hottest interviews, have the hottest Q&As, have the hottest birthday celebrate, have the hottest parties, have a heart to heart when you're feeling lonely. I'm Super Savage. Yes, this is Super Savage. We are on the Real Super Savage Talk. This is part two of Are You Capable of Murder? Yes. Episode 26. This is episode 27. I bet y'all like, yeah, okay, we know. When we left off, there was a 10-year break in the case. 10 years had went by. There was a break. So the detective called them down to the station. And they had a material witness, and they had evidence all of a sudden. It was Miss Jacqueline from next door. Now, why she ain't told nobody in 10 years? Who knows? Who knows? That was very crazy, bizarre. So, they arrested Eric. And 2 cops came in and said, first, let's go back. They said who they had as a witness. So, the mother is kind of furious. She's like, okay, who is the killer? 2 police officers walk in. They say, Eric, put your hands behind your back. You're being arrested for murder. Now, the family is shocked. I'm shocked. Okay, everybody had an alibi. Okay, they arrested Eric. The mom said this can't be. We were all cleared years ago. This is some type of hoax, or y'all playing some type of game or whatever. Now, we're going through the trial. He's finna get ready to be out. They're gonna, they started looking first. Okay, first it was just him taking the pictures. Was just him taking out trash over the years. I don't know, how was that? How was that official? I'm a killer type of activity, but according to Miss Jacqueline, it is. Also, she had pictures, video footage of him ranting and raving, throwing tantrums in his room. Why you in his bedroom? She should have got charged. Okay. And that was all she really had. So there was no reason for them to charge him with murder. He got off, but before that, he confessed to doing that to his cellmate, in exchange for something from his cellmate. Now, a couple weeks went by after the confession and him getting off, and he is recharged with murder again. He's at home, and the police come back up and say, "You're really charged with murder this time," and they like. So now the case is open up again, and the mom is like, "Now this is ridiculous." Now she's getting ready to sue Grand Rapids Police Station and the judge and everybody. She's just upset. She feel like it's harassment. And so, when they get down to the station, now what's the cause? Now what's going on? Y'all got something else going on now? There's always something going on, the mom says. And, Mrs. Bowe says, and it was like, yeah, we got another prisoner that says he confessed. She like, okay, so this is some more hearsay shit. Now, I'm gonna get this, y'all messing with my son now. Okay. When asked, did he do that? That he went ahead and confessed. It was not called rat poison. The generic for rat poison was like rodenticide. It's the same as poison, but it inhibits the liver functions in the advanced stages of like blood clotting factors, and in the volume of circulation of the blood is being diminished, so the blood transfusions and stuff, you would need those, but it's more of an older poison, rodenticide. It's what people use to kill, rats in like the farm areas, just in case, the cows or the horses got a little bit of it, they wouldn't just die right out. So rodenticide was found, not the traditional rat poison you eat one time, they croak over. And he corrected them when he said that. Why confess now is the big question. Why do you want to confess now? The detective, and he told the detectives, because, y'all are stupid, y'all, and they're never going to catch me. Somebody had to give y'all some clues, and it took 10 years to do that, and so they're very confused. He's always been the type of person that was a go-getter, very, very intelligent, but something also seemed, that he wasn't real right in the head. So, he was like, y'all won't gonna never catch me. Shit, I had to go ahead and just tell him myself. And they was like, why did you do it? And he was like, because they were born. They should have never been born. And they didn't understand. And so he broke it down to them. He's very, 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 very intelligent. He said, it doesn't make sense to have 4 people in a home that look alike. There's only should be a mom, a dad, a daughter, and a son. This is the way he interprets life. He said, and so if God already gave you that, why would you then turn around and have some more kids, knowing that it's possible you can have some twins? Like, what did you need more? He didn't think that they were a necessity to that. And he blames his dad, because his dad always wanted a lot of kids. And so, that's why his daddy got off. You be like, that ain't the nigga that got you pregnant, that's who I'm gonna kill, So that's why he got off, because he felt that the father was more of an influence on that, getting his mom pregnant again, and he just didn't want any more kids. That is not a reason for murder, guys. Just come on now, this is too much. You don't go around murdering people because you don't feel they need to be in the family. So, when asked, how did you do this murder? Eric said he had been plotting this murder since he was 4 years old. Now, come on. You ain't that damn intelligent, and if you is, you need to be taking care of all us shit. Nobody else. Okay, he said, not quite 4, but he started actually doing the acts of murder, attempted murder, when he said between the ages of 8 and 12, but really 12. And they was like, okay, so what were you doing? And he said, putting it in their, not in their food, putting it in their Kool-Aid, their drinks. And he said he would just put like, not even a little bitty tinge. Because he didn't know, he said he was young, so he didn't know like how to calculate it to kill him. He said at first he wanted to do something that was quick and easy, so he just put like a little bit in their drinks, and that didn't kill him. He said, he said over time, over the years, he just continued to do it. Nobody ever noticed. What? That is so crazy. I would be so scared. But yeah, over time. And he said, one day, he said he guessed that it was, that was it, because this thing, he said he wasn't there he wasn't there that day. He really wasn't there, and that's why he passed everything. That's why they didn't catch him. He had been doing this for over 20 years. If you think about 12 and now they're 20, okay, about 15 years. Anyway, that's a lot of rat poison. That's a lot of poison. But remember me telling you guys that it inhabits the liver function. And it'll seem like you're in an advanced stage of maybe having cancer, or maybe having something affecting the liver and the blood. It would be something kind of continuance of that nature. But over the years, now the father was getting sick, and so was one of the other daughters were getting sick. Because that was starting to affect their 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 liver, and the circulation of their blood did diminish. So they were getting sick, and so that was occurring at that time. He said so. Eventually, over time, they just died, and he got life without parole, and he died in prison. But look at the reason for it. No reason. Look at how it seemed like that. I mean, to me, that's the most horrible way that a person can die, not knowing that they're sick, or that something is happening to them. They were in harm's way that whole time while he was in prison. He did see a psychiatrist, excuse me, and they did defined him as multiple personality disorder, and he was thinking in his mind that he was the only child. By Erica being his sister, she didn't really play a factor into him. He was the one getting showered and stuff in the beginning with the gifts and over get to go with mom sometime to work and travel and stuff like that. And the more money they made, the more the mother or the father wasn't there. They it was always the maid there, or a sitter or something like that. So over time, he started feeling neglected, and that developed at a very young age. Who do you blame? Because he was a victim himself, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like he was sick himself. I mean, do you blame the parents for wanting a better lifestyle? So they had their jobs were what they needed to survive? Who do you blame in a sense of this instance? That's the tripped out part about the story. There's no one to really blame, because he was sick. And there's no symptom for multiple personality disorder. There's not a symptom. So how do you really get peace with that? I think it's very, very tragic when murder occurs, and I do not think that that was the answer. And I feel if someone or something could have changed it, it would have changed it. But for me, I don't think that would have changed. I just think that that's something that was unrecognizable. They could not recognize that he was sick. I mean, you don't just go around getting your child tested for craziness as you're growing up in the world. There was no indication of any behavioral issues. He hid it real good that he was sick, or maybe like he didn't feel he was getting enough attention. Either way it goes, 3 lives were not just taken; the whole family was taken. And when he started putting that Rotenide in their drinks, the whole family was gone then. But before then, he was already, not going. His life was not going to be prosperous, because he was already and he was thinking that it wasn't murder to him. To him, it was a way to get back into his family. He felt like that when they were born, they were not. That he was no longer a part of the family. Like he was the oldest one, so he could be able to, do things more independently. He don't need anybody to watch after him, or, ask him how his day was going, or ask him if he needed any help, or, or if he wanted to play or anything like that. So he felt like he was out there on his own. And in his mind, he wasn't wrong, but in his mind, he was wrong. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like that was just a horrible, horrible story. And I have to share that with you all, because there's many Americans that are going through illnesses and not knowing that they're ill. And it results from prostitution, from many crimes that are committed are because people are mentally sick. and there's nothing nobody knows about their condition. Not even them sometimes. We'll be back right after this. Super Savage. The podcast with a lot of heart. Super real savage talk. Yeah. Don't ever underestimate me. I got a podcast addiction. Now please just turn around and listen. Super savage, super real savage talk. It's 7 o'clock, sometimes even 8. I might be late. I teach about dating. If you afraid to heal by yourself, I will help you heal. If you also just want me to lend an ear, I would just listen. My job is to always pay attention, and I wanna make sure that you have a good time with my podcast. Relax with my podcast show. It's like being at home. You never be alone. This is the super real savage talk. Listen closely. Anything you want to talk about, we can talk about. What's up? We are on the Real Savage Talk. I'm your host, Super Savage. And I want to know right now, how does multiple personality disorder develop? And personality disorder may develop as a result of repeated emotional trauma. So let's say his repeated emotional trauma was him not getting the attention that he needed. Okay, in an individual with multiple personality disorder, this is with wisegeek.com. It says that the disorder may be able to successfully pass a lie detector test. Do you hear that? But I don't think they was asking the right questions either. But severe emotional trauma sustained during childhood may cause a multiple personality disorder. Persistent trauma is usually the cause of multiple personality disorder. So that was right up their alley. A repeated personal of trauma. And how do you diagnose it? It's not easy to diagnose, they say. A person with multiple personality disorder as a patient will show symptoms like stress, which is normal, everybody does, depression, mood swings, headaches. That's something that we have on a daily basis. Only symptoms detail medical history and physician, examination can be bring into a physician closer to diagnose the mental illness. So how in the world, they had no clue that boy was sick. And I don't think he had a clue. He couldn't have, because he was young. And he didn't know. He thought those were natural feelings and natural ways he was supposed to be. That is a lose-lose situation, guys. I really hate that happened to that family. The mother never recovered from that. Never. The sister went ahead and, she recovered with help of her psychiatrist. She needed a psychiatrist after that, and I don't blame her. How could you even... when I heard the story, it was a month ago, and I still, think about it from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, what could be, what could be different? Nothing. The police did their job. They didn't, and even if they did, look at that. Hold on, y'all. There's a spider in here, and I got to kill it. Sorry about that, y'all. Hey, I had to kill that spider. I'm just saying, y'all get that. This is radio, okay? But anyway, yeah. So now that the spider dead, okay. But yeah, so that was a very, very story that many Americans today need to be aware of. if you don't, I don't really know how to even tell y'all, hey, go get checked to see if you multiple personality disorder. I just feel that was a horrible story, and I want y'all to hear it for. So that was the story. Quote of the day. Quote of the day is from me, and it is: you can run from death, but you can't run from murder. The reason why I say that is because I think sometimes you could cheat death. Like, have you ever been somewhere you wasn't supposed to be, but where you were supposed to be, something had happened? Or was you supposed to be somewhere, but you couldn't go because of something else, and then something happened there? Or like a car wreck, or something happened at the party, or something happened at your grandma. Something happened where you couldn't go, but something had always happened when the place that you were supposed to be in. And I think that that's cheating death to me. Or maybe that's God saying, I saved you. Anyway, you go. But you cannot run from murder. Well, you can run from death, but you can't run from murder. Okay. No, you can't run from death, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that part was you can run from death. This is so you can't, because you can run from murder. Now, you can run from murder. Because somebody can be chasing you get away. Or, no, I said it right. You can't run from death. You can run from death, but you can't run from murder. Yeah, because you don't know you're getting murdered. You don't know that's going to happen. Just run up on you. Boom, you dead. That family didn't know that they were being murdered. And just imagine, you have to live with that person all those years and don't know that they trying to kill you this whole time. They laughing in your face, sleeping under the same house with you, going on different vendors with you. They kissing you goodnight. They hugging you. Just imagine, they're playing along with your life, and the whole time they're in the motion of taking your life. That got to be some of the most wildest stuff I've ever heard, ever in my life. I'm super savage. This is the real, excuse me. I gotta say. I'm super savage. This is the super real savage talk. It's been a blessing to talk to you guys. Please, 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 please don't be murdered. Don't murder anybody. Treat each other kind. Love one another. And most of all, love yourselves. Signing out. Peace.
About COVID-19, wearing all those masks. Okay, what about dating 2 guys or 2 women and everybody wearing disguises?